So, this is definitely an anime that has went under people's radars, but it has gone long enough. I am here today, Morhamms357, to show people this underrated classic that no one gave a chance. Let's go. Gakuen Handsome is a sci-fi horror flick released in 1782 about the fall of the Iron Curtain. It's set in Japanese high school Barrowmon High, where we get to see our main character, What's-His-Face, which is an extremely odd name to give him considering that he has no eyes. Immediately, the show takes off all gloves that were left on as we see this beautiful animation and background. But all of this is swept aside as we see one of the secondary main characters, Stitch-Chin. Immediately, we're then greeted with lore. What's-His-Face doesn't seem to have any eyes due to a stylistic choice, but in fact, doesn't have eyes at all as we see the hair brush off his face. This design choice seems to be a reference to the popular Dragon Ball character Krillin, who is known to not have any ears. We're continually assaulted by the Disney quality animation. Actually, no. This puts Disney and Pixar to shame, especially since this is just a show running in the fall of 2015 instead of a theatrical release. However, the story is as dramatic as one, as we're dropped with the bomb that Stud Chin is What's-His-Face's fiancé? Truly, an unexpected twist. It was so unexpected that not even What's-His-Face knew. Ah, what a relief. It seems Super Chin just has a sense of humor. Masterful writing. It puts Shakespeare to shame. However, this story doesn't slouch for nobody. 2 heavy lore drops. What's-His-Face meets Orange, who turned out to be his grade school classmate before the school? A shocking twist. Another shocking twist, he has a sister named Yu. I wonder if Yu knew that Joe had a severe case of Sagandis. Ligma balls. I don't know how the joke works. However, it seems Yu referred to Orange Tangerine as Big Brother, but What's-His-Face's sister is Yu. This has got to be some serious incest crap or something. However, the episode does not end with great news, as a mysterious man enters the scene at the last second. And then we see the greatest anime opening of all time and a bumper for the next episode. In the exciting and foreshadowed episode 2, we immediately see what of a new rival as What's-His-Face crashes into him, and he makes his presence known by... Oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, this isn't something we can show on national television! Immediately, the newly revealed Student Council President's first move is to flip the bird at our protagonist! However, he immediately gets his comeuppance by a heroic banana peel that happened to be placed there. A subtle reference to the fact that home economics cooking class was just going on in just a minute. Truly, a masterful piece of writing, calling back to earlier events. Surely, this wasn't just a common gag. It's high-class entertainment. Anyways, as Orange Bell Pepper and What's-His-Face are strolling by, yet another uncomfortable presence walks by. Well-known captain of the football, basketball, rugby, I don't know, the word is really slipping my mind. Anyways, well-known captain of the football team and well-known delinquent is heading right for them. In fear, What's-His-Face prays. He knows that his final moments on this planet are coming to an end. As he makes his prayers for his loved ones, his family, and his fiancée, he braces for impact. As he's handed an eraser that he dropped. My, a subversion of expectations! It seems everyone in this school is worthy of a second chance. However, you didn't forget about the bumper of the last episode, did you? Because Weird Al Yankovic makes his grand entrance as principal of the school, as he drops some truly inspirational speech about gender being irrelevant to the students' love life, absolutely ahead of their time. Suddenly, What's-His-Face is immediately shocked and runs away. However, not to slip on the banana peel that the student council president slipped on. A dramatic twist of irony. After What's-His-Face is led up by all of the friends that we met along the way, we are graced by the outro of this series. I truly have no words. Nothing I could say could bring it justice. My only choice is to show it to you. A masterpiece of the time, aged like fine wine. Overall, there is absolutely no justice I can give you the entire show besides one thing. Just watch it. If you haven't watched Gakuen Handsome yet, you haven't lived yet. The entire series is 12 episodes, each about 3 minutes, grand totaling about 45 minutes of animation. It's a travesty, I tell you. It was killed too soon! However, this is what we have, and we must learn to appreciate. This has been Morhamms357, and this has been me reviewing one of the greatest and one of the most obscure animes of all time.
Be together.
志賀君これには全米が泣いた